All right, if you're just now tuning in to Music Mafia Radio, well, I don't know what the hell your deal is. You should have been here a lot sooner, but I am sitting down with Kickstand Jenny, and all right. So, as always, there's man, if you guys could only be behind the scenes. But I will say this first and foremost. I got to give a big shout out to Kristen, the lovely new bride to AJ, and I'm a.
She is sexy as all get out.
She's pretty sexy.
And again, I'm not, assuming this because I look in the windows or anything weird like that. I'm going by what AJ has told me. AJ's a little biased.
I'll send you some photos.
You do that. Send me some photos. And Kristen, if you're still listening, if you ever decide AJ is way too involved with his hair, look me up. All right.
Hey. Yeah, that's not funny.
Hey, Charlie said he's got some photos too.
Now, hold on. Speaking of photos, although I'm gonna keep off air, not all of it. Preston.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret catalog coming to you, Hunter.
Oh God.
Now I gotta ask you, are you married?
Yes.
All right, you got somewhat of an excuse.
My wife has sexy feet. She's got it all, man. She's got it all.
Rick, if you need pictures of his wife, you just contact me.
Well, all right. God, I love the internet. My God.
Yeah.
I tell you what, just hook them up on this Skype. They can use the cam, all right?
You're going to interview all the wives next week, right?
Yeah, right. Why are you with them, all right? Look at me.
That would be a hell of an interview. That's all I got to say about that.
You can talk to me. That we may have to do that sometime. You know what? That would be, now that you mention it, that would be kind of fun one time to maybe the next night after interview night, back it up with the loved ones of those we interviewed and get the real stories.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'd tune in.
Like why Preston is ordering women's underwear.
Why AJ's wearing them.
Yeah, why? And not only that, AJ Aquanet went out about 20 years ago, all right? So,
hey, whatever it takes to get it up, right?
Your bangs.
Hair, right?
We're
the
talking.
Hair,
That's right. Your bangs. All right. Yeah, bangs are cool, AJ, especially for drummers. All right. So you guys, so you just have the one album out, right?
Correct.
And you are, if I heard correctly earlier, you had casually mentioned you are working on another one.
As we speak.
Yeah, we're doing our best. We've got some song ideas. We're kind of we're floating around. I think the problem it's not a problem. It's a good thing, but when we go to practice, we're always practicing up for our next show, which cuts into trying to write original music. So usually when we get some downtime, we try to go in there and write some stuff. And but it seems like here lately, when we go to practice, we're just preparing for the next show.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, now, how do you guys, as far as the writing goes, I mean, what's going on there? I mean, are you guys getting together every single time you want to work on something? Are there some cases where, like, one of you has, like, an idea and you got all this stuff jotted down and you present it to the rest of the group? Or do you just find that you spend your free time, instead of writing, perusing through Preston's Victoria's Secret catalog?
There's a lot of reading at practice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Yeah. Well... I think the way it normally goes is, Preston, this last album, Preston had a lot of those songs already written. And then, some of the songs that, Preston will have a riff. AJ's really good at coming up with melodies. And then, then I'll add either lyrics or, so it's like a collaboration for the most part. But this last album, majority of the songs, Preston already had a lot of those songs, like Lying in the Bed. That was completely Preston having that song written and, just brought it to the band. And then a song like Why was more of a collaboration to where Preston had the riff. We kind of worked on the, AJ kind of worked on the melody. I would work on the lyrics. And then we just got up there and it's like, hey, let's just try it out. And you record it on an iPhone. You go back and listen to it and you kind of pick it apart. And then you get back in the studio and it's like, hey, man, I tried this or this sounds good. And then, just comes together in some cases. And that's kind of where we're at now. I mean, Preston's got some riffs in his head. We just need to sit down work on some melodies and put some lyrics behind it. And I think we got a pretty solid start to an album right now.
And out of this current album, do you find that that was mostly made up of life experiences, or do you guys just kind of work better with just spur of the moment ideas and you just start working off of that?
We like to tell everyone that all the songs are about Jenny, but and it would work if you know the lyrics and the songs. It would work, but it's not really the truth. Song is different. The Death Trap is actually about a neighbor of mine, and I wrote that one. I like to write when I'm by myself in the car. For some reason, that works for me. So that one kind of came to me in that moment. But Stronger it was developed, but it's more of a personal kind of thing too. Why was just one of those love songs that we just had to it really didn't have any meaning, I don't think, but so I guess I try to write. I used to write songs through my own personal experiences, and I really had trouble with it. And I always would look at things and how I wanted it to be, but then I started writing songs through other people's eyes and other people's knowing that I'm not going to be the guy singing it. It makes it a lot easier for me. So that's kind of the process I use now, is just thinking of somebody else's personal issues. My life's pretty damn good, man. my heart's never really been broken, so I can't really write good love songs, but it's good to kind of look through other people's eyes. That's kind of my strategy.
Yeah, man. But then, and I find, when I start going through lyrics and things like that, my heart's been broken a lot, so I can kind of.
You don't have the subscription to Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, I don't get the Victoria's Secret on like a weekly basis, but no, it seems like someone made the comment. It's funny. Someone made a comment a couple months ago. They were like, your album seems to be like a lot about heartbreak, with Lying Dead and Why and stuff like that. And I was like, well, it's funny because a lot of music seems like comes out of pain, and not that we were all going through pain when we made this album, but it's kind of funny. It seems like when I kind of come up with lyrics at some point, it seems to be on the more sad side, I guess, which I guess maybe I'm a sad person deep down inside. I don't think that I am, but
you're melancholy, man. You're tough to be around sometimes.
I am. They call me the diva, Rick, sometimes. So.
Oh my God!
I need to read some of these comments already, because I know people are chiming in right now.
But no, man. That's and AJ, the way he comes up with melodies is just like, I call him the melody man, because he can hear a song and just come up with a melody, and it's just like, well, there it is.
Well, you know what, and that was kind of what I was sitting here thinking, and it's actually kind of my next question, and I've never asked this before, but I'll say I've always been amazed, all right? I have no talent whatsoever, okay, and I've always been amazed how a group or an artist puts a melody to lyrics, because, it starts out with, ideas and lyrics, and then before you know it, you guys got all these lyrics on paper. What is the thought process in putting a melody to that?
I'm going to chime in real quick on this one. So when I'd say about 7 or 8 years ago, I just wanted to get my stuff together. I was, growing up and all that stuff. And I bought drums and guitars and bass guitars and whatever. I really wanted to be a guitarist really bad. And I could play. I just can't play as well as your average or even your basic guitarist. So I've always had a thing with
that's
guitar.
AJ talking, by the way.
Yeah, but when I met Preston, he could just play the guitar like I've never heard before, and it was very I don't really want to sound ridiculous, but it was very passionate. It was he made a guitar talk, and so
and I play with my balls,
right? And Charlie plays bass with his feet, so it all comes down to when I met Preston and I heard that the way he plays guitar, I really started you see a lot of people in the car in traffic and you see them singing, and I'm not a singer. And when I met Charlie, he's like, man, you can sing, you can sing, and back me up or do this. And so I started doing all that to get to the point is when Preston plays the guitar, I have this melody in my head immediately. I have no words, and so it's just gibberish. And then Charlie, I'll say, "Hey, Charlie, what about this?" And then he comes up with words and lyrics like it's nothing. So it just really works out. It really, really works out for us three. I mean, as far as that's pretty much how the music came to be. Came alive. If that answers your question.
No, actually, it's a perfect answer to the question. I mean, and I think it's an answer to the bigger question. I think this is just the way you explained it there is exactly how I guess bands from whether you've grown up together or just ran into it, just kind of how they form. You've got this one guy that's got all these melodies in his head, but nothing to put to it. You got this other guy that's got a crap ton of lyrics flowing out, but nothing to put to that, and you kind of just combine and it meshes.
Right, but that's what's so great about when Preston plays. I don't have melodies in my head. It's just it happens on the fly. It happens whenever he's doing it, and then when I have this melody in my head, I kind of hum it. I kind of, again, it's just gibberish of what I'm saying. Like I'm talking right now is gibberish, but whenever Preston's doing that, I'm throwing this melody out there with gibberish and then Charlie comes up with lyrics, and that's just how it happens.
All right,
which is normal gibberish too.
It's good. Yeah. So everybody has their talents, and honestly, I've always wanted to be in a band, and this is my first band and my last.
Your last.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody could. I don't think I could.
We can't top this.
I don't think I could top this personally as a musician. I just started calling myself a musician when we went up to Nashville and actually recorded something, and I learned what a click track was. And any drummer out there that's listening right now is laughing their ass off right now. But I didn't even know what a click track was. And so they gave me literally 3 days. We were there for 4 days, and they gave me 3 days, and I got all the drums done in one night, which was crazy.
Wow. Nice.
Not tooting my own horn, I'm just saying,
Well, I'm guessing then you tried very hard not to mess with your hair that whole freaking time then, right?
No, Rick, my hair was perfect. You bet your ass on that.
It was in pretty good shape.
It was good. Yeah, I had to stop a couple times because I was wiping the sweat from my brow and I ruined my hair, so I had to stop for a couple minutes and go fix it.
Which I'm amazed that you're even able to drum. I mean, that's a strenuous activity, and while you're trying to not move so you don't mess your hair up. I mean, I
just put more product in my hair to make it not move.
It's the Aquanet. It's the Aquanet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I just use more product. That's all.
All right. So the sticks just kind of stick to your hands there. You pretty much. All right. So.
Sure.
All right. I'm still over the off-air thing. Whatever. Flip flops. So do you guys, Preston? Do you know? Do you know a Gary Swearingen? I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah,
we know Gary. Absolutely.
All right.
He's a badass drummer as well.
Oh, all right.
He bought the first Kickstand Jenny shirt.
I think he did.
He's a little upset he missed the show where Preston was playing with his balls.
Well, that's
Gary.
I'm playing with my balls right now, but not playing guitar with my balls. It's a little different.
Yeah.
I play with my balls at least once an hour.
Funny thing about at a gig, Gary, is his balls are locked up behind the bar.
Right.
But Gary, he can always smell my finger.
I'm oh my God.
Whatever that means. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know, but for whatever reason, I had to stop and smell my own.
I just saw April and James Moran is on here. They April and James, and then we have Gary and Ladine. They are our very close friends. We came very close friends. They are the most loyal fans that we have, and they turned into family very quickly. But they're